Number two, should you do internal linking on your PBNs? Absolutely, you should. I'm really not a fan of using trust links. I feel they don't really look authentic since you can still spot a money site either way. So I wanted to ask if it's better to do internal linking within a post of a PBN. Of course, Google would still spot the money site, but the article is now at least completely rounded up. One more advantage would be that you just don't lose link juice from some random authority website. Looking forward to your answer. Yeah, okay, well, look, I get that. Here's the thing. You should, all PBNs guys should be treated as money sites now. I mean, that's really the case. Like, so even if it's like a blog type site, what do normal blogs do? Normal blogs don't typically sculpt page rank, right? They don't do link sculpting so much, because if you go read any of the major blogs out there, or even some of them that aren't major, you'll see that people are constantly linking out to their internal linking to supporting content within the same website or the same blog. But they're also outbound linking to supporting content to basically further reinforce their own opinion or their own ideas, the topic of that post, right? That article. And so it's just natural to do so. And so I don't worry about I don't do much PBN stuff anymore, but with PBNs, with blogs, I would still recommend doing curating, which is how we recommend doing all blog posting work, is doing curated posts, because then you don't need to be a subject matter expert. You don't have to hire writers that aren't subject matter experts that write shitty content. You can just gather or round up content from authority sources, inject your own opinion or commentary between snippets that you've curated to create an original piece of content that is citing, right? That's linking out to and attributing the authority sources that you've gathered the content from. And so my point is, with that, when you're linking, you can absolutely create silos on a PBN, create supporting articles within the silos, internally link up to the silo landing pages. The silo landing page could have the link to your money site along with other links, but then in your curated posts, which again, I highly recommend you use curated posts. If you're outbound linking to topically relevant, like stuff that is 100% relevant to that post, whether it's an authority site or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is that it's topically relevant, right? That it's helping to reinforce the content of that post. And don't worry about no following the links. And here's the 3 different types of links that you can include. That typically, what do we include, guys, when we're linking, especially from a PBN? It's a contextual link. Right? So we put a link within the content. It's typically an anchor text link, or maybe it's a naked URL, whatever, but it's typically a contextual link because that provides the most power, right? However, if you've got 3 different link types, when you curate an article, the 3 types of links that we would usually link out with is the traditional contextual link, can be anchor text or none. Also, we do the article citation, right? So when we're citing or attributing content to its original source, we link back to the original source. Typically, the title of the article will be the anchor text. It doesn't have to be, though. And then also, there's usually like a read more or additional reading or recommended resources or something like that box somewhere within the content, and usually at the bottom, that typically links out to additional content sources that reinforce that particular topic. And so that's another opportunity to link to content within the same PBN or to money site. So my point is, you can link to your money site with a traditional contextual link, which is what most people do, or you can link to your money site or even to other content on the same PBN via curation style, right? So in other words, you're citing content from another page or post on the PBN, or you're citing content, curating content from your money site. And so you're creating the link back like a citation link. All right. And lastly, there's the recommended resources box, or, additional reading, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom, where I usually would put, or I have my curators gather 3 to 5 links. Usually we do 5 links that link out to other content that reinforces the topic. And then we just embed or insert our link to one of our money pages or money sites, depending on what we're trying to boost, where we're trying to direct link juice. Within that recommended resources box. And it's at random. Don't always put it number 1, right? If you've got 5 link spots that you're going to fill up, then put it, randomize it. Put it number 1 one time, number 3 next time, number 5 the next, you know what I mean? So that just gives you multiple ways to internally link a PBN, which is absolutely important. It should be done because that's how all real, genuine blogs are going to interlink, right? They're going to interlink to reinforce content, to direct readers to other articles on the same blog. as well as to content that validates their own via external links. So just try to make it look natural is what I'm trying to say. You know, again, guys, I know that was a long-winded answer to say that, but my point is, you know, the old style of PBNs where you go to a content farm and buy a shitty article for $6 and post it on there, and then you link out to your money site, and then you link to Wikipedia or a .gov site or a .edu site, because that's what everybody's told you to do for the last 10 years. You know, those days it's not as effective anymore, and those can be spotted as PBNs from a mile away. Even blindfolded, you can tell it's a PBN, right?
Yeah, I would just add that we need to continue this re-educating our listeners, our members, the people who follow us, to understand that these assets are not PBNs. They're public linking websites. And so it's perfectly okay to do everything that you just said do. Before, it was just one, you would just set up that homepage and you would put a link to the website and the content didn't matter. Well, now the content matters. It has to be relevant and it has to be set up so that it generates traffic. You need traffic there. You need people to visit. You need people to go through it. You need people to link through. When that happens, now that public linking website becomes part of what's called, it's not really a seed site or a seed set yet, but it brings it that much closer, so that everything that surrounds your website, that links to your website, is trusted, authoritative, and relevant, which is what you're looking for.
Yep. Totally agree. And we're actually, well, we may be talking more about these kind of stuff, building these types of sites out in the coming months. I know. In the coming months. That's all I can say for now.